Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Cars and Bloke Stuff. I have a lot planned for the channel. Today, the Addy gets a big brake upgrade. So I customized that myself, and I'll show you how I fit it and everything involved in that. But first, gotta get our priority. I mean, come on, who doesn't want steak? So stay tuned. Whoa, check it out. How's them threads? That, my friends, is 7075 aluminium, or alloy I should say. And hopefully that does the trick. There is the 3D print I did. As you can see, I even managed to 3D print the threads. Is M12 by 1.75 thread pitch. Put that down there. So when I printed this, it actually needed probably about 1.5 millimeters on this edge, but instead of doing another print, I just added shims and test fitted it on the car again. Then decided to go with that instead of waiting for another print. But when I ordered this and uploaded all the files, I just added the 1.5 in the file there. So let's test if this, wow, look at that, that is butter. If you're wondering where I got this done, I managed to find off another YouTuber. Watch a lot of YouTube, I dare say. I can't remember which one I watched it on. They put me onto what's called exometry. Where is it? These guys here. And all you do is upload your file. I ended up uploading a step file, just out of SolidWorks. I think I designed it in Fusion. But SolidWorks reads step files. I uploaded it, and away I went. Originally I had all this done. As you can see, I took it to a local engineer that I know, and he sent it on to another place that has a CNC machine, and he was going to get it done with them, but they couldn't even open my step file. So from the comfort of my lounge, I managed to just send it off to China with no problem, and look at that, there's the final piece. I cannot complain. So today on this episode we'll be fitting this Stoltz brake kit. So it's a 6-piston brake upgrade. The thing is, this being a Holden Adventurer, so it's actually an all-wheel drive Commodore with an LS1 in it, so it's LX8. To the American viewers, it's probably similar to the what did you have? You had the Monaro over there, so it's pretty much the same. They did make a few Monaros that were all-wheel drive with the cross-track drivetrain, the same as this one, but I think they had a bit more complication with the geometry, because that was quite a bit lower than these. These are actually more like a Overlander. It is all-wheel drive, so not technically four-wheel drive. It's just got the LS1 and 4L60 transmission, which I'm not a big fan of. If all goes well, I do have plans to change that up and do some pretty fun stuff to this car. With these brakes, they don't make a big brake upgrade kit for these. They actually, this I happened across from someone I knew, but it was for a FG or a BA to FG Ford Falcon. They're 380mm rotors. I've had them machined and had the hubs bored out, and I've got them now on the PCDs on 5120s. Even the brake adapter off, which I managed to borrow off someone for these brakes, for these Stolts, for the VT to VY, even they wouldn't fit these. So clearly the hubs, and there's quite a bit different about the all-wheel drive. I think the rotor itself on a VT to VY, correct me if I'm wrong, just comment in the sections. From what I've seen, they're quite a bit deeper hats on them. So a happy accident, when I went to fit these up, first point of call is drilling these out so I could actually mate them to the surface and see the geometry of what I actually needed. They're perfect. That depth of that hat is actually worked out perfect. So I finally received these lovely gems. Sorry, my dog's in the way. This is Bodie, by the way. He's a Bauble, South African Mastiff. He's only 4 months old right now. I bred him myself off my bitch that I own. His dad's actually one of the biggest in the country, so have high hopes for this guy. You'll be seeing a lot more of him. Don't eat rocks. So this piece, sorry, bad cameramanship. Take you over here in the shade. This piece I had done from Exometry over in China, so it's as simple as just loading your file, and away I went. I can't remember, it took about maybe 2 weeks maximum, but they were nice enough to even thread it, even though I didn't actually put that in the file. But he asked me, and they done that for nothing. It's 70-75 alloy. I did start out trying to get it done locally, and I bought these pieces. That's 2 little pieces there, or big pieces, and that was like $140 that one, and then that's $60-61. So quite a bit of an upgrade. And I mean, them adapters, wow, couldn't get it done locally for the price I did. If you're interested and it all goes well, I will be offering this kit up for sale to adventure owners, just as an option. They are a minimum 19-inch wheel required with the 380s, but they also do a 355mm in these rotors and these kits. So I dare say I'll need to take some measurements and get a kit and redo the adapter. It's probably just a matter of taking off some material and having them drawn up in CAD, and I can probably do an order. And yeah, so let me know in the comments if anyone's interested. Possibly a link on eBay in the description for an eBay auction once this is all tested and I make sure it's good. So bear with me, and hope you enjoy. Alright guys, apologise for the camera quality and doing it on the driveway in the sun. It's hard to deal with shadows and get it in the right position for you to see things. Alright, we're just about to remove the original caliper. Yes, I know I should be using impacts, but that's what I got. I've had them for years, they're still working. I did have this removed not so long ago, doing the mock-up with the 3D print, so hopefully it hasn't, the rotors like to rust on a little bit. Just sit that there. That's the 3D print I used last time. You can see the recess. Managed to bolt the whole caliper on. Unfortunately I didn't film it, but, and yeah, and then I've done my measurements in and out this way. It's probably going to be a pain. I'll grab the persuader. I don't expect this to work either, but oh yeah, it's a bit loose. Checked. Made a mistake last time. Is that the hub-centric ring from the mag wheel goes with it, because that sat there last time. It's almost invisible in the colour of it, and I actually whacked some heat on that and managed to just sear it a little bit. I plan on using this again, but there we go. Unfortunately it's all-wheel drive, so I can't really spin it up, and I don't have it on a hoist, so that's right. What I ended up doing is see these holes here. Very handy if you can. Run that on the back with the rotor on, put something in to protect the surface of the disc, and just screw that in, and it actually pushes it off. But you know, that's a smart way of doing it. Realistically, it's pretty clean. We can get straight on with this. And it's important to have that direction correct way. It's kind of counterintuitive where, you know, if it was spinning this way, you'd expect it to scoop the air and shoot it out them holes, but obviously it doesn't work with that like that. It works with low pressure systems and a whole bunch of stuff I won't even go into, probably don't even understand. Yeah, and I won't pretend I do. Something I do have to do is remove that dust shield. Where's the 10mm? Always waiting. Get that with that. I think there's one I needed a 10mm spanner with. Get it. I will come back. I'm not sure if to really cut this original one. I was going to try and make a new one. Unfortunately, I don't have the shrinkage stretcher, which would have made it easy. Probably make it up with something. Unless I go full out, and I do a bit of forged carbon myself here and there, especially given the 3D prints. They make excellent moulds. They're kind of a piston compression mould. Could possibly make a fancy duct incorporated into the dust shield there. But that's for another day, another video. Now I just want to get these working. You can see that is absolutely perfect measurements there. That sits on there beautifully. So put a couple of lug nuts back on. Just hold that nice and square and flat. I'm not going to hammer on it, so don't worry. Where'd my go? It's not even a 10mm, I can't find it. There it is, the old rotor. that up a little bit. Give it another check, see. There is the original one that come with the kit. That's for the Falcon. So the size is pretty close. It's funny because it was actually a lot closer to the Falcon one than it was to the VT one and the VY, etc. I didn't mar that. Put that back on. Oops. There's that. Just grab a bit of Loctite for them. I like to run a little bit. Running low on this stuff. Some worth stuff somewhere. Just a tad. See, it's not perfectly symmetrical. There's a spacing I had to get there. Was, I don't know if you can see that, sorry. Yeah, because it brings it off of away from the disc. And that's one thing I had to contend with and get all the measurements correct. Just want a bit of a shout out to Exometry. They are fantastic. The customer service was amazing. Again, like I didn't specify the threads on that, just because I figured I'd do it once I got it in my hands myself. Just, you know, I taught myself CAD, so illustrating it in the drawing of the threads and pictures and all that I thought it was just easier doing it the manual way. But he asked me, and yeah, he done it for nothing, so can't recommend them enough. I'm not sponsored by any way, but yeah, like I say, just do it. Just get the confidence about you. It's easier to think it's too hard or where do I learn it, but just, if you've got a computer, just jump on that computer, and the first thing I dare say you're going to design is going to be a whistle. It's always a whistle. And then often people buy these 3D printers and they don't use them because there's that gap between purchasing it and knowing what to do with it. You can have an idea, but how do you put it in practice? It's taken me a lot of years to actually just force myself to learn, and it's opened up a lot of windows where once I learned that, I could send off a DXF file for laser cutting, fabrication, and metal work, and you just learn something about yourself, and you essentially learn to learn. So just get about it. Don't listen to anyone that tells you can't do it. It's why it's taking me this long to do these videos. But if he wants to see this ugly mug, I know I need a haircut. Forgive me. Weird though. Rattle them in again slowly. Go with that for now, just so they're in there, and I'll make sure they're tight later. You need the correct side of this, obviously. If you know, you know. But these nipples need to face up the top, so obviously that mounts there, and if I was to put this one on, my nipples are down there, so it's important to bleed it so the air in the lines ends up the top, so that's the wrong one. That's the right one. Or correct one, should I say, because I'm working on the left passenger side in Australia. A couple of these guys. What I need is these lock washers. I believe it's the cup facing down. I would wager. Wish me luck. This way. It's just a bit of the powder coat or the paint on the caliper. Binds it up a bit. Just push it out the other side and get them lined. Go pretty good. Another gap here now. Give you a quick look see. So I've just got the one camera. Just gonna pull it off here. So that's what I'm talking about. It's a little bit close. Can you see the pad in there? I'm gonna get it to see. Let me just grab my flashlight. So it's obviously a bit hard with a 3D print plastic piece to figure out exactly. There might have been a little bit of twist or a bit of play in it, but the final product has got me a little bit closer on that side. When you look at it, pretty much center of the, yeah, probably a little bit over. You can see it's a little bit off center there, so I'm gonna have a play with that and see what I can do. Hey guys, after a bit of mucking around, what I ended up doing was finding some washers that were a little bit thinner than the ones that come with the kit, because they didn't quite do it. I spaced it out, they didn't quite do it, so I managed to find some thinner ones, and then I had to drill out the center, but that sorted it, so it's nice and center. Shouldn't have any pad rub, but rather annoyingly, in true fashion, when I gave the machine shop the 3D print, I left them with 2 bolts, and of course, what do I get? 1 back. So that's kind of stuffed me for getting it done in one day and whatnot. I'll have to wait till tomorrow and probably head into the bolt shop, or unless they can chase it up, it's probably closer to go to the bolt shop and find another one of them. But
just finishing up the side. I've got it all bolted down. I ended up finding my Loctite, so I put that on properly, tightened all that up, and now I'm just going to take off the brake lines off the old caliper and see if I can mount it on the back of this one. Hopefully all goes well. Little tip when you're tightening up a new copper washer is you want to tighten it up. What I've seen on other people do, tighten it up, then back it off, so it just helps seat it, and then tighten her up again. Relatively tight. Strip out the aluminium or the alloy from the caliper. Definitely want that tight. Don't think I'm going to have an issue with movement of this hose. It seems to be relatively a lot of slack in it, and still got a nice loop there, so hopefully I don't run into any trouble there. Put that in there for now. DBA Extreme pads in this, can't speak enough of them. They're so good. If you're struggling to have a bit of bite, yeah, I definitely recommend them. All those years as a bachelor starting to pay off here. Now I will be re-bleeding this. I'll be starting in the opposite corner at the rear and go and work my way around. Redo it. This is sort of just a preliminary bleed just to get the pedal fill there and pull the fluid through the bleed nipples on this caliper before I move on to the next one. How you going, guys? So day 2 of the brake upgrade for the Addy. Ran out of light yesterday. A bit hard, it's like working on the driveway. Not always fun, but what I do for a hoist. So I managed to go to the bolt shop this morning. As you've seen, it's missing a bolt. They didn't have the exact one I was after. The full thread stainless in the same grade was 5mm shorter or 5mm longer. I ended up opting for the 12.9, these hardened black high tensile ones. They should do the trick just fine. I'll just swap them all out for that. Yeah, so wish me luck. As I said yesterday, they tend to stick on quite well, even though I replaced them not so long ago. They tend to rust on and don't like to come off too easy. So, I've never had a problem doing it this way. Neat little trick is you grab one of the bolts, you bolt the caliper on, put it in its hole, get something to act in between the bolt and the disc rotor. It's not actually on the surface, it's actually on the inside. just take up the space a bit with something. Just rattle it a couple of times just to crack it. Notice it moved down here. Ideally, you then rotate it. But again, being all-wheel drive, it doesn't work too. I'm not able to turn it unless I lift the other side of all four. But as you can see, she's going to come off quite easy once you get it somewhat square. And away it goes. Keep it in good nick just in case I need to reuse them, or this completely goes awry and I need to put them back on. I mean, have a go at the quality of that. That is bloody sensational. All threaded. Just so much easier going to China. And that is a sorry state of affairs. At least they don't lose your bolts. Sorry the battery died on the camera. Not very organised, I dare say. Just finished bleeding the brakes while it was charging, so started in the opposite corner from the reservoir. Most cars are like that, I dare say most. I think there's a Volvo that you start on the front left or something like that, but we won't get into that. Yeah, started opposite corner, working way back to the front. I think these ones, the bleed procedure says to go the inside and then the outside on each of these 6 piston calipers. So that's all buttoned up, everything went together well. Just about to throw the wheel on, probably give it a bath, get rid of all the brake fluid. I only got one of them hand action vacuum bleeders, got the missus in the car earlier, pumping the brakes. Wasn't too happy, but we got it done. And the pedal feels pretty good at the moment, so get the wheels back on, give her a bath, and wrap the video up. Hey guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. It really helps me out in growing this channel. The more you support me, the crazier things you're going to see. I have some really big plans ahead, but it all comes down to this, unfortunately, so bear with me. I dare say I took it for a test drive, and the improvement is phenomenal. Rather unexpectedly, the handling is a lot sharper. Over the bumps have been a lot better. I mean, I can only put that down to the rotating mass of the rotor itself being a lot of lightweight material. The suspension is able to articulate a lot easier and ride the bumps, and I didn't really expect that. Goes without saying, the braking performance is way improved. If you have one of these, like an Adventurer, I feel they were a bit under brake from the factory, just because they were a bit heavier, and they didn't do enough to put the improved braking. They did on the HSV, the Avalanche, I believe. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in this upgrade, hit me up in the comments. Even if you're trying to do a different project and you're interested in CAD, 3D printing and things like that, anything you've seen in this episode, please hit me up. I'll help out where I can. Again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.